れでは次に行きましょう。
いやいや、これも強めの手袋なら。
ダメです。魔封箱に入れて専門の業者に処分してもらいます。
一度くらい魔物に試し切りをしても。
私、初めて魔物に同情します。
Episode 7 of Dahlia in Bloom. This episode went a lot of different directions and it compacted a lot of content, I felt, into one, 22-minute episode. I really felt like this was just compact and we got a lot this episode. We got the furthering of, so let's count them off. To me, is how I feel about it. But we got the furthering of Dahlia and Wolf's relationship. We got introduced to the aunt. So Wolf, at one point this episode, went to go visit his aunt, his mom's best friend, essentially, and he updated her on ongoings and his vacation and how he met a girl and how they spent the night till dawn, and he basically just kind of gave her all of the all the skivvy. And the aunt was like, "Oh, it looks like he about to catch a fever real soon." Basically, like he's gonna fall in love very soon, kind of like for the first time and stuff. And she was able to look at a locket that had his mom's picture in it. So we got introduced to Auntie. And honestly, Auntie a baddie too. So there's also that as well. Then we also saw him originally take on, a specific mission, and he did it very well and very quickly, so that way he can get back to Dahlia. So that's kind of three different things. Fourth thing is we saw Dahlia create a refrigerator, but in this case, she created a refrigerator cooler, fridge, and ice. What do you call it? Fridge and freezer combo. So apparently in this world, there's a freezer and there's a fridge, but there's not one that has both. So she was able to create a freezer fridge combo. So that's the fourth thing that occurred. It's in its prototype phase. She's finishing the touches and stuff, but she's gonna get it there. So that's gonna further her business. Fifth, they were able to create a sword, a demonic sword, the demonic subordinate sword or whatever, which, Wolf is super proud about. He's like, yeah, this is what a the demon lord subordinate would have. So they were able to create a really crazy sword, but because of the constant magic it's not imbued, but that it's emitting, it causes, like his gloves were burned through. So that was the fifth thing that occurred this episode. Sixth thing is we found out, we got a really cool backstory for her and her dad. Like, I'm always so high in the summer. So we found out that she created insoles for the shoes, and she created like those really weird socks that exist right now. Like your toes are just each individualized. But she created to keep cool and to, dissuade wetness and basically like all this stuff. So it should prevent fungal infections, and because that how fungal infections happen is your foot's constantly sweating and getting wet, and then like your skin begins to kind of like erode, and then it gets itchy, and then a bunch of stuff. So that was like the sixth thing. I guess the seventh one would be that this, because Wolf was doing it and it's working, this created mass popularity among his team. So she's going to have some serious business with these socks and soles, because there's a lot of people in the army. There's a lot of people in the monster subjugation, thing and stuff. And they're going to be able to promote it, and they're going to be able to tell people about this product, so word of mouth. So 7, I think. And then I guess you could say 8 was just kind of like, I know I mentioned it number 1, like, Wolf and Dahlia getting closer together. But I guess they also established a give and take relationship as well, too, while they were sharing cheese and meats and wines and everything else. So, the first would kind of be like the time they spent together, the time they spent eating, and the time they spent creating the sword. So, really 7 to 8, I think, really crucial, contextual, entertaining events happen this episode. So, I really feel like, to me, I feel like a lot was really compacted in this episode that felt like a lot was occurring and a lot was happening. So episode 7 of Dahlia and Bloom, fantastic. I would kind of put this as like a 9 out of 10 rating. Honestly, if I had to kind of like put like a specific number on it, I would definitely say, okay, 9 out of 10 is where I would put this episode. I really felt like I was really entertained this episode. I felt like there was a lot that occurred this episode. So I really just really liked it quite a bit. And I really like how Wolf is now verbalizing his relationship with Dahlia now as well. So I think that is a really, really cool thing too. So overall, let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comments below. I felt like I was talking for 10 minutes and I was only talking for 5. That's how this episode felt too. Like it went on for 22, but I felt like I got 40 minutes of content here this episode. So let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comments below, and I'll see you, my friends, next week. Well, actually, let me think. Next week, I'll be on vacation, so I won't see you guys next week. My next episode will actually be a little bit late, but I'll see you when I see you. All right, my friends. Peace.